Hey everyone, are you ready to be fired up? Because I sure am. And you get to see me today with no makeup on because this podcast was not on my schedule. So that'll be kind of fun. I've got Derren here, and he's going to be talking about Instagram growth hacking with influencers. So if you want to know how to get your Instagram and social media following to blow up, this is the podcast for you. Hey, Derren, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you. So do me a favor, tell me a little bit about yourself. What is it you exactly do?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Derren Ohanian. I'm the CEO and visionary of Social Sensei. I wear many hats in the company, but primarily I work within the marketing space of Instagram, working with influencers and content creators to drive traffic to our clients.
Okay, good. So tell me, how does this work? I mean, we all know that really it's almost impossible to get this huge organic reach on Instagram. I mean, it's definitely doable to grow your followers, but first of all, why would somebody want to do that? What's the best way to do it, and how do you know you can trust someone that does this for a living? Because I know there's a lot of fraud out there.
Okay, so yeah, let's start with a little bit of the history of the Instagram. So everyone remembers 2019 was great. The algorithm was super friendly. You could just read a blog post, learn about hashtags and the best time to post, and somehow you're growing fist over fist with new followers. That is totally not the case now. There was also a great growth hacking strategy of Instagram automation. Everyone was using bots to follow and unfollow and just drive massive amounts of traffic. In August 2019, Instagram changed their API, completely blocked that off to everyone, and small businesses across the board, personal brands, probably even yourself, experienced a major drop in how many followers you're gaining, and engagement dropped. And in April 2020, they made another change to make it even more stringent and strict. And this is because Instagram is a business. They want us to purchase ads as business owners to drive traffic and engagement. So it makes sense. They have shareholders to behold. But we also have our own families to feed and things of that nature. So what is the new, latest, greatest growth hacking technique? And we've got to say we've scoured the internet. We've scoured everywhere to go. And we found that Instagram influencer marketing is the place to be. Now, there's two ways that this kind of works that you can approach. One is called a loop giveaway. Now, what is a loop giveaway? You sign up with Social Sensei, we pair you with a celebrity or influencer who then runs a contest or promotion on their account. Now, this promotion is a giveaway for $500, $20,000, a TV, iPod, something like this. It incentivizes their followers to enter the contest. What do they do to enter the contest? They follow your Instagram account. So this is how we drive massive amounts of organic traffic back to your account. So within 7 days, you can be gaining thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of followers, depending on the level of influencer that you work with. Of course, that's all dependent upon your budget. Now you're probably thinking, well, what's the benefit of that? Why would I even want to do that? Like, is it just so I could look in the mirror and look at my Instagram account and like, wow, look how many followers I have, and it's the whole vain thing, No, it's not just for that. Of course,
you could do it
for that. Yeah, you could do that. You could do it, just for the ego if you want to. But obviously, you're going to be getting a ton of more brand exposure just right off the bat with all these followers coming to your page. You're also going to get a boost in credibility. When go to your account and see you have 100 followers and you're trying to sell them a home, versus a realtor who has, let's say, 20,000 followers. I mean, you guys do the exact same things, but the one with 20,000 followers has the social proof. It actually creates subconsciously in the person's mind who's looking at your account a little tick of like, oh, I can trust this person because other people trust this person as well. Now, that doesn't mean you're a good realtor. Doesn't mean you could sell their home any better than the person with 100 followers. But in the minds of the consumer, it makes a big difference. So you get that boost in credibility, the boost in trust. You also get the brand association with the influencer or the celebrity that you pair with. Like, for instance, we just did a contest last month with F.I.R.E.D. He has 96 million followers. So one of our clients gained like 100,000 plus followers within 7 days. Now, it's important that the influencer you're working with is also the target audience that you want to reach. So F.I.R.E.D has amassed this massive following of mainstream audience, consumer ready to buy something. Like if you're a t-shirt company, that's great. If you're another comedian, that's awesome. Something like this. But if you're maybe a mortgage home broker, maybe that doesn't make sense for you. Maybe you want to find somebody with better alignment that can resonate with you. Now, at the lower budgets, you don't really get to, select the influencer that you want to work with, because working with influencers can be very expensive depending on who you work with. Like for instance, Kevin Hart or other celebrities may range anywhere from 5,000 to 500,000 for a single post. It gets really crazy.
500,000?
Yeah, really crazy. Like, I mean, that's A-list celebrity status if you want to work with like Beyonce or Brad Pitt or something like this, and they'd probably even say no, but who knows? Maybe they'll do it. But with Social Sensei, we offer smaller influencers, mid-market influencers, so that small businesses can approach, gain 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 followers, depending on the plan that you select. Now, the other option to that is if you want a super targeted audience, you want to reach exactly the person that loves exactly what you're offering. So let's say, for instance, I'm selling Nike shoes, basketball shoes. Okay. I've got a store. I'm selling basketball shoes. I want people that are athletes, that are practicing basketball, like love watching the NBA and things of that nature. So what you want to do is, when working with Social Sensei, is we'll go out there into the world, find these top 5 influencers that are specific in that niche audience, then present them to you, break down all their demographics, male, female ratio, age of their followers and rates. So you get all that information. And not only that, but they're going to look at your brand, and it's kind of like Tinder. It's like you're looking for influencers, and the influencers are also looking at you and saying, yeah, we're a match. I resonate with your brand message. I like the shoes that you're doing, and I will be willing to promote you. Now, not only that, but we work with the influencers to come up with creative ideas. Like, for instance, I'll give you an idea. Like, we could take your basketball shoe and we'll put it on top of a basketball hoop, and then we'll jump on a trampoline and do a 360 dunk, and we'll film it. Maybe another one is we'll do an IGTV and we'll do an unboxing of your basketball shoe, and I'll look all excited when, and confetti will pop all over the place, like when we open up the box. Maybe another one could be like an infographic, like showing the benefits of the shoe and the features and things like that. And on the end is a call to action back to the website so they can make a purchase. So now you, as the business owner, also get to play a part in that. So you get to be fun and creative too. You can pitch your idea like, hey, I want you to jump out of an airplane with my shoe, pretending you're making a call to the basketball gods or something like that. It doesn't mean the influencer is going to go for it, but like you could put it out there, it's totally an opportunity to do that. And of course, this is, again, the level of influencer you're working with is dependent upon your budget. So let's just say you have $3,000 to play with. You could be working with an influencer that charges $300 for a post, and you could work with multiple influencers. So you could do like a 10 post campaign across multiple influencers and see who works the best for you, who resonates the best, who do you like communicating with, and then kind of work with them. Or you could take that 3,000, put it into maybe a higher performing influencer and just do a one shot. But all these influencers that are within our network are all professional. They know exactly what they're working with. They know they present themselves well. They take these jobs seriously. So you don't have to go through the riffraff of trying to find, the good apple between the batch. You don't have to deal with contracts. You don't have to deal with chasing people down, making sure they're doing work. Like we take care of all that for our clients. So what you get with the creator marketing is not only niche targeting, but you also get really high quality followers. So we can't guarantee the number of followers you get, but the ones that will follow you, they resonate with your brand or your product or service. And that's the power of influencer marketing.
And then a lot of them are going to fall off. Like you have to understand that a lot of them are going to fall off or not watch. And if you don't have an Instagram presence, or you're not, on Instagram and doing your stories and doing all that, it's not going to work for you anyway. So should you wait until you start to use Instagram more? And what do you think about that?
Good point. And our team can definitely help, anyone that's looking for advice on those things. We have blogs, we have a YouTube channel. There's all types of information out there as well. But I would say, as soon as possible. I mean, if you have a business, like, why aren't you on social media? You've got to get out there. I know that you're doing a big giant video course, get your face out there, become a personal brand. I'm doing it right now, being on your podcast.
Yeah.
Like, this is the way to go. This is the wave of the future. So if you're still playing with the old paradigm, old school marketing, newspapers and things, like, it's time for a little bit of update to the operating system here of how to play in this game. And social media is the new storefront. So I think that, you should have started yesterday if you didn't already start. As regard to signing up with someone like our social sensei, I would say that, what you want to do on Instagram is have at least 10,000 followers. So that way you have the swipe up feature. This allows you to convert your followers into leads or sales a lot easier, because then you can use the Instagram stories feature, which is at the top of the screen, is the first thing all your followers see, gets actually more engagement than your feed gets nowadays, since everything's moving towards video. And since people's attention spans are even shorter, like, they're just seeing this video, tick, 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 and then you can just swipe up if they like it. So, if you have the 10K already and you're not kind of set up in that regard, it'd be good to look into a social media strategy. Another thing that Social Sensei does, we can help dial in your social media strategy, tell you what type of content you need to post, when to post, how often to post, build out a mood board, create like a brand and a presence. And, you can, if you already have a website, you can just port this all over. It's pretty easy to do that. And since you're the expert, all you have to do is, here's a tip for a lot of entrepreneurs out there, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get all this content down? How am I going to get this out to the world? I don't want to write 20 blog posts. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Yeah, I don't either. But you know what? All that information is right here in that noggin. Like, you've got years and years and years experience. So you just take a voice recorder and pick a topic that you're an expert in and just start talking about it. And then hire a VA or someone, that is on your team to transcribe it and turn it into a blog post. It's not rocket science, and it saves you a bunch of time. And now you have a bunch of content, which turns into SEO, which drives more traffic back to your website. And then you take your blog post and you can just cut snippets out of your blog post, turn them into captions, put them on your social media, and then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're done for a year, with like 10 to 20 blog posts. So like, you could do it all in a month. Like, really, you really could. And then we get to do the coolest part, which is only talk about the best parts of our lives, like the most awesome things, right? That's the only thing I ever want to post about, is like, hey, look at me on top of this mountain, or doing this awesome thing, or we just closed 10 new homes this week, like the shouting from the mountaintops how amazing you are. The highlights, So that's my advice get started as soon as you can.
Get started as soon as you can. Okay, so for somebody like, let's take a local business, a local service professional, realtors, lenders, dentists, tax accountants, consultants, attorneys, CPAs, what should they be posting, and what kind of an influencer would help them?
Sure. Let's go with realtors.
Okay.
That's
well, my target market is not just realtors. I help service providers. So what I kind of wanted to do was pick something different, so that is realtors, you can use this for anything. And that's kind of what I want people to get get the understanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can be used for anything. Okay. Well,
let's take a CPA. Like, who would be fine? Do realtor. Who would a realtor go after? Who would their target market be? Like, as far as who would their influencer be?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say that the influencer for a realtor would be high-end lifestyle and or travel. So people, you're looking at the question is, who has capital to purchase a home, right? So who is the audience that's on social media that can do this? So high-end lifestyle, maybe these are models, actors or athletes that represent that type of lifestyle. Like, you could take George Clooney. Like, a lot of people associate him with luxury brands, wine, Italy, private jets and things of that nature. So I'm sure a lot of people that are following him are either inspired by him or resonate as him, and that's why you follow, because we're looking for mirrors, things that we feel comfortable around with. Mm-hmm. Another thing that I was saying was the travel. So people that can travel generally have more expendable capital. So you can look for influencers that are promoting 5-star resort hotels, like exotic locations to go visit. Obviously, some of these people, are just, wow, I really wish I could go there. Like maybe it's an escape for them. But majority of these people are legitimately following them for inspiration of, well, where's my next trip? Where am I going to take my yacht to next?
Yeah.
Or where should I be flying to? So I think those two are a good strategy, as well as you could go after someone. So let's say like a CPA or a B2B business service provider. You could go after entrepreneurial market. Let's go find the Gary V. That
a lot of these people are local. They're local people.
Yes. So if you're looking local, there's a possibility for local influencers in larger markets, like say New York City, Miami. But if it's a small town, I mean, you might as well advertise in the newspaper or work with, just go door to door and shake everyone's hand and kiss all the babies at that point. So go to church, But if you've got something like, 1 million people in your city, it's possible to find influencers that are lifestyle or in the space. But what I was going to say is also, the startup scene, entrepreneurs, kind of the hustle mentality, like Gary V's of the world. These people are attracting a lot of people that are go-getters, are creating things in the world, have capital, or are looking to invest capital to flip a home or things like that, because they're looking long-term. So you kind of want to find those 3 buckets is kind of where I would kind of gear my marketing efforts towards.
And then again, it just looks good to have a large number of followers for a couple of reasons. One, it gives you credibility. 2, more trust as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And then of course, the best type of marketing beyond social media and everything else, I know it, word of mouth. It's been here forever, because that is the most trustworthy. When somebody follows you and they see what you're doing, maybe they don't need to buy a home, or maybe they don't need a CPA right now, but if they like what your message is and the value that you're bringing to their lives, they're going to be like, oh, hey, I need a CPA. Oh, guess what? I just followed this guy on Instagram. You should check him out. And that's the best referral you could ever get in your life. So that is totally a long-term play, long-term investment into social media.
Creating a lot of video content, trust, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Okay, so any last minute social media, Instagram tips that don't have to do with finding social influencers?
Yes. My number one tip to every single entrepreneur has nothing to do with social media and everything to do with social media. And that is become a master delegator, because you're already doing everything in your business already. You don't have more time to make 30 posts and all the captions and hashtags and research and community engagement and dealing with 10,000 people trying to talk to you. So do your best to find what you're passionate about in social media. What do you really like to do? Maybe I love to wake up and do those 15-second videos. Okay, great, do that. But everything else, just outsource it. Get someone on your team. And if you can't afford someone to have someone on your team in the States, then find a VA overseas through like freelancer.com or upwork.com and offload those tasks. So that way you can stay in your zone of genius and perform at your best. That way you don't feel bogged down, and social media is not this thing like you're trudging your feet through the mud. Like it can feel like an obligation a lot of times if, you get into that.
What kind of things would you suggest they have their VA do?
One thing I would have their VA do is research what hashtags they should be using, research what their competitors are doing and then create a SWOT analysis of their strengths and weaknesses of what the competitors in their space are doing. And then that way they can find where they can slot into the market and stand out from the crowd. Another thing I would have them do is schedule their posts. I would have them create graphics, infographics based on the knowledge that, is inside that noggin of theirs. And I would also have them do community management. So you could create like a FAQ, frequently asked questions. And then you could have your VA do, for the basic stuff, there could be just like standard copy and paste type questions, and anything more could be sent to like a support email or the personal email to be answered by the service provider.
Yeah, great advice. Great advice. Okay, well, Darren, it has been great having you. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time and for being here. So Social Sensei is his name of his company, and he is here to support and serve. Gave great tidbits, great advice, and just wanted to say thanks for being here. What would you like to lead with, Derren? To leave with?
What I'd like to leave with is infinite prosperity for you all. May you all your dreams, hopes, desires come true. This is my greatest wish for all of you.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope you were just as fine as everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you all. And don't forget, go to KristaMashore.com/challenge for our free challenge. That's KristaMashore.com/challenge. Get free coaching from me. And we'll be talking learning all about video and social media. And I will see you next time. Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.